Next, Scott, we got a super exciting Daftmill single cask. This was, even by Daftmill standards, quite special. This was a very limited release of 160 bottles, which was released kind of during the COVID pandemic, which is, it was a weird time thinking back. Now we're sort of out of it. But yeah, all 160 bottles were sort of given to the 7 whisky bars that are part of the independent Whisky Bars of Scotland. So the likes of Dornoch Castle and Fiddlers and, Bon Accord, all these sorts of guys. So yeah, this whiskey was never available for public sale. The idea was that it was always going to be available in these bars by the dram for people to taste, because that's what whiskey's about. So yeah, quite unusual. 7 bottles were put up for like a charity auction, again to raise money for these bars. So we are very fortunate to be able to get our hands on this one, which was actually assigned to the Malt Room, the whiskey bar in Inverness. So yeah, should be a very fun one to try. Daftmill, it's got quite a reputation. Do you feel it's merited?
I've tasted a few. Do you know, I've never actually, I don't own a bottle. I must enter every ballot to win Daftmill and never win. I don't know.
You start feeling like you're blacklisted.
Well, aunties and uncles who don't even drink whiskey are entering and winning. Why am I anyway? So, but I've tasted a few. I like it. What I would say is that I think the hype is huge around Daftmill. Does the liquid meet that hype? I don't think so. It's pleasant, it's nice, it's lovely whiskey, but some of the prices that we're seeing for Daftmill now are crazy.
It is wild. I think we did tastings recently of the Macallan Folio range, which again sell for thousands and thousands at auction. And when you actually taste it, it's so easy to get caught up in the romance of it's a super limited whatever. But when you if you were to drink it blind, you think, it's nice. I'd pay probably £60 for a bottle of that. Any more than that? Probably not.
I don't think that's actually Daftmill's fault per se. They can't control what goes on the secondary market, but I just can't believe the following that has been built around Daftmill. And then I always think when people are paying this sort of money for these bottles, are they actually opening them? Are they drinking them? Probably not, which is a shame.
I think often they're just being bought with, with a view to resell them obviously for more, which is a kind of sign of the times that we're in. But I think Daftmill, part of their popularity is due to the fact that, unlike most new distilleries, they didn't just release it and try and sell it as soon as the whiskey hit 3 years old. They waited until it was 12 years old, until they felt it was ready and thought, we're happy with this product, let's put it to market. So I suppose that's admirable. I suppose for the Lowland region, obviously being based in Fife, it's good that it's raising their profile a bit.
Absolutely.
So they're all doing good stuff, but as you say, the hype surrounding it, which wasn't started by them, wasn't managed by them, is quite baffling at times.
Yeah, I do like, as you say, I do like their no-nonsense attitude of, we'll release it when it's ready, we're in no rush, and when they do release it, they're always happy with what they're, and it's not in great quantity either, what they're releasing. But yeah, I'm excited to taste it. It's always, I'm very privileged, and it's great to taste any Daftmill. But yeah, let's hope I win a ballot soon.
Yeah, I know, about long overdue.
Anyone's watching this can help me out.
Berry Brothers, this one is, I think for us, it's a nice thing to be opening as well, because, as we said, this bottle was meant to be opened and sold by the dram. And, a few sealed bottles were made available at auction. So I think some people thought, these are now just super rare and they're going to be kept and flipped for more money. But of the 7 that were remaining, it's now going to be 6, because we're going to open this and see what it's like. So the kind of details of this, it was distilled 2008, matured in cask number 68 and bottled in 2019. So it's not a super old whiskey, 11 years old or so. But yeah, let's give this a try.
Thank you.
So in terms of Daftmill's character, the ones you've had before, you say you've liked. Has it got a kind of classic?
Yeah, I mean it's clean, classic. I don't want to say stereotypical Lowland style, because perhaps it isn't exactly, but fairly cereal notes, easy going, nothing crazy in there.
Yeah.
And maybe that's perhaps why I'm saying it doesn't quite reach the hype of the prices that we're seeing, because it isn't life-changing liquid, and I think everyone would agree with me on that. It's just solid whiskey.
I think, would you say, I feel there's some overlap between Daftmill and perhaps Springbank, which is very traditional and obviously always, 46%, no colouring, chill filtration, whatever. Do you like Springbank? Would you say that's life-changing? Do you think that's kind of a level above Daftmill?
Springbank's one of my favourites as well. And yeah, I admire their style. Again, the no-nonsense attitude, the traditional approach. We'll release it when it's ready. But again, with Springbank, there's a bit more variance going on there with obviously Hazelburn, Long Row, even lots of different casks, even in just the core Springbank release. So that Daftmill, we have seen some variation in cask from Daftmill, but not anywhere near that extent. But they're young, so that's fine.
I've been fortunate to try 2 cask samples of Daftmill that have been in sherry casks, which is obviously a completely different complexion. And they were excellent, which I think suggests that the quality of the spirit is very good and it's adaptable and can stand up to what look like fairly aggressive, influential Oloroso influence or whatever sherry it was. But I know what you mean with Daftmill being good but kind of consistent to the point of being perhaps a bit boring. But it's a quality product.
If you tasted it blind, you might not pick it out in a crowd of whiskies as being the most spectacular. But as I say, that doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with it. And the crazy prices that we're seeing aren't generated from the distillery themselves. The liquid is good, and it's a fairly classic, pleasant style of whiskey. But we've just not, and when you say Springbank, it's hard because that's almost like the godfather of this type of style or this type of attitude. But I'm probably not coming across. I am a fan of Daftmill. Just perhaps not a fan of the crazy secondary market prices.
To draw similar, perhaps like Glen Turret. Nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't inspire me. It doesn't excite me. It's just a competent whiskey. But I think the ones I've tried, I say the sherried ones were very, very good. Bourbon cask is nice. It's pleasant. But should we give this a try and see?
Of course. Definitely.
See if it interests you. This one, I've seen its cask strength, 55%. What do you think? Anything?
A great deal.
It is quite kind of austere on the nose. It's not giving away a huge amount. There are hints of that freshness and that cleanness.
Fresh, clean, again, light citrus notes. I actually am picking up a bit of the strength on the nose, a slight, slightly aggressive on the nose, but it is young.
Yes,
it is young. Actually, do they normally release? If you say 46%, actually, that's
I think for the 15-year-old they've got. I think that's 46.
So unsure. This could be my first cask strength.
Right. Okay.
So interesting.
Is it like the summer batch and winter batch?
Yeah.
Right, cool. Well, let's give us a little sip and see how it is at cask strength. If we feel it would benefit from a touch of water, so we can give that a go.
Of course.
Yeah, it is nice.
Wow. It's nice, but my God, it's aggressive. I don't know if that you're getting the same, but I'm feeling it almost catching my tear glands. It really is. Alcohol forward, quite punchy. Which again, it's 55%. It's cask strength. It probably should be. It's just over 10 years old. But actually, in terms of a finish or any flavour on the palate, that's overtaken.
Yeah, it's just like
it's overpowering maybe the more delicate flavours that are in there. For me, anyway.
Yeah, it's like a boozy slap in the face.
Yeah,
I think
caught me there.
Yeah, I think it is pleasant. I think we're approaching the end of the day, so we've done a few of these. So I think 55%, it's fine. But I don't feel it's too. I wouldn't say it's spirity. I think a touch of water might open it up slightly. Do you feel it's different on the palate compared to the nose, or the more flavours?
At the beginning, you are picking out more subtle flavours. It's citrusy, a slight level of cereal notes in there, but I honestly, on the finish, I'm really struggling because I do think the strength is overpowering everything else that's going on in there. But again, it could just be me.
Interesting. Well, what we'll do, should we add a touch of water and see if it...
let's do that.
Let's try that. So it might improve it for you. Let's see. Right, Scott, so we've added a touch of water to it. You were kind of struggling before.
I just, if I'm being honest, I think the percentage there is killing off a bit of the flavour. It's overtaken the spirit.
Okay.
And perhaps that's why they tend to bottle it at a lower percentage in the other releases that we have seen. I don't know. But I'm glad we've added some water. We'll give it a taste and we'll see what's happening now. But maybe that is a strength of this release, though, that you can take it down to your desired percentage. It's not, you don't have to, because obviously you can't add. But we'll see.
We'll see. Well, let's give it a little nose and a taste. I mean, it's a totally different animal with water to it. Do you feel much is lost? All those nice sort of cereal, malty.
I'm picking it way more.
Yeah,
way more. It's that overpowering finish. It's just been replaced by. It's much cleaner. I'm picking out again. It's more cereal notes, but it's almost become quite buttery now on the finish.
I mean, it's pleasant.
It's calmed right down. So when we're tasting that neat, and I'm saying 55%, that's overpowering. It is, I suppose, a slight criticism, but it's just a great example of a little bit of water has completely changed the entire dram, and now I think that's absolutely fantastic. Does it warrant the astronomical price that this bottles go for? That's another question.
This one, as we say, it's one of only 7 bottles that were kept sealed, and it was sold auction for just over 5,000 in total, which was great. It obviously raised money for these whiskey bars during the pandemic and kept them going. But in terms of value for money drams, with water, it's good.
Well, there you go. It's a bottle and a half, really, because you're going to water it down, so you get more out of it. But for $5,000, I don't know.
$5,000 for a bottle and a half.
But it's lovely dram. I think now and before I added the water, the nose was pleasant, and on the palate initially was really nice. It was just, as I say, the finish. Bit of water now, much more rounded. You can pick out much more flavours. But when you're discussing the hype around Daftmill, when you compare it to other releases from other distilleries, I just don't think it's there.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fine.
It's a good dram. Their ethos, the way they run the distillery, the way they make whiskey is all great. And it's. You could do a lot worse than Daftmill.
And we said that, and to be clear, I admire the attitude of the distillery and their style and their ethos. Yeah. But I don't admire the secondary market price. Yeah. That's not a criticism of Daftmill. Yeah. I think their spirit and the whiskey they're producing is absolutely solid, and at the core market value that they're releasing it for, it's spot on. It's just the way that the whiskey industry can be.
The hysteria has got a bit.
Exactly.
Bit out of control. But overall, I think I've never had a bad Daftmill.
No.
As you say, when you know it's Daftmill, it's easy to get, whip yourself up into frenzy about how great it is. But it's a solid whiskey, and one I'd never be hesitant about trying again. So yeah, glad we added a touch of water because it has improved. But yeah, flange.